Good morning, cadets. In the previous session, we have discussed about the streamlined flow, that is the steady flow. The flow of fluid when it is at low speeds, it will be a constant smooth flow. The constant smooth flow is also called as steady streamlined flow. Okay. Now, for this steady streamlined flow, let us consider I have drawn a kind of streamlined flow with the help of some 4-5 streamlines. Streamline is a path of the fluid particle, path of the fluid particles in a particular flow. Path of the fluid particle in a steady flow is actually called as streamline flow. It appears like a map. We have discussed all these features, the characters of streamline flow in the previous video. Now consider a streamline flow where this is a kind of a pipe, this is a kind of a flow, right? The fluids are entering, fluid is entering P, the perpendicular plane P with velocity Vp, right? Now let us say in time delta t, let us say in time delta t, Vp delta t, Vp delta t is the length of the fluid that has crossed, entered, right? And let us take this area of the perpendicular plane as AP, and similarly area of this perpendicular plane as AR, and the area of this particular plane as AQ. AP, AR, AQ represent the areas, okay, cross-sectional areas. Whereas Vp is the velocity of fluid entering the perpendicular plane P, and Vr is the velocity of fluid particle crossing the perpendicular plane R, and Vq is the velocity of fluid particles leaving out, right? Now, one important thing that we should remember here, the mass of fluid particle entering in a given interval of time is equal to mass of the fluid leaving out in the same interval of time. Mass of fluid entering in time interval delta t is equal to mass of fluid leaving out in the same interval of time delta t. Such a flow is called as streamline flow. So first I will write law of continuity. Law of continuity states that the mass of fluid entering in a time in a given interval of time delta t is equal to mass of fluid leaving in the same time delta t, fluid leaving in the same time delta t. This is called as law of continuity. This law of continuity is based on conservation of mass of fluid. This is based on law of conservation of mass of fluid. Mass of fluid particles means whatever the mass of fluid that is entering, same mass of fluid is leaving in that given interval of time delta t, then such a flow is called as streamline flow. This is for streamline flow. Right? Now let us calculate what is the mass of fluid entering in time delta t. Suppose volume of fluid that is entering in time delta t. Let us calculate volume of fluid. If we know, let us say here the density of fluid entering is rho r, rho p, and density of fluid that is crossing is rho r. Rho is to represent the it is a notation for density. Rho is the notation for density, and rho Q is the notation for the density of fluid leaving out. Right? If rho P, rho Q, and rho R are the densities of the fluid at P, Q, R respectively, then we can calculate with the help of volume and density. We can calculate mass. Mass is equal to, you see, what is the density? Density is equal to mass by volume. Therefore, mass is equal to what? This implies mass is equal to density into volume. So, if we know the volume multiplied by the density at that particular vertical plane gives us the mass that is entering, and volume multiplied by the density at the place where it is leaving, that gives us mass of flowing, mass of liquid, that is mass of fluid that is flowing out. Right. Now I will calculate first mass of the fluid entering in time delta t. Mass of the fluid entering in time delta t is given by rho p, because density here is taken as rho p at p into volume. Volume is calculated as, you see, suppose this is the volume of fluid that is entering, it's of length Vp delta t, where Vp is the velocity with which it is entering. So velocity multiplied by delta t. Suppose this is entering in time delta t, then the length of this fluid entering is Vp delta t. This length multiplied by cross sectional area gives us volume. So that volume, first I will write Vp is equal to rho q into Vq. Rho q into Vq. That is also equal to rho r into VR. Rho r into VR. This is according to law of continuity. Now let us substitute what is the value of Vp. Rho p, I am keeping it as it is. Vp is calculated as length into cross sectional area. Length is Vp delta t. Cross sectional area is AP. So AP into Vp delta t. Vp delta t. This is equal to, here you see, if this is the volume that is leaving out, this leaves out in the same interval of time delta t. Therefore, it is given by Vq delta t as the length of the fluid that is leaving out. Length of the fluid that is leaving out. So I can write it as rho q into AQ, where AQ is the area of cross section. AQ into this length. This length is VQ delta t. This is equal to, in the same way, if you just represent that, this is the length. Length here is VR delta t. The length here is VR delta t. Then VR delta t into this cross sectional area. VR delta t into cross sectional area gives us the length. So that gives us volume. That is rho r into volume VR is given by AR into VQ delta t. Now delta t is common to what? Delta t can be cancelled. When you cancel the delta t, then you are left with rho p into AP VP is equal to rho q into AQ into VQ. This is equal to rho R AR into VR. So this becomes the equation of continuity for fluids. This becomes equation of law of continuity. So we call it as equation of continuity. Equation of continuity for steady flow fluids. Steady flow of fluids. Now this is for, in general, this is valid for fluid, whether it is a liquid or even the gas. This equation is valid. For incompressible fluid, see, liquids are considered as incompressible fluid. What happens to this equation? The equation becomes still simple. Now you see. For incompressible fluids, like liquids are called as incompressible fluids. Now what happens to this? For incompressible fluids, like liquid when it enters P, crosses R and leaves out at Q, the density of the liquid remains same because liquid is incompressible. Therefore, density of the liquids do not change during their flow. Therefore, we can take density rho Q or rho P is equal to rho Q is equal to rho R, which is taken as just constant that is rho. So this is important thing to be remembered. For incompressible fluids like a liquid which is having the same density throughout during its flow, then this rho cancels here in this equation. Rho doesn't come into the picture at all. Therefore, you will be left with equation becomes AP Vp equal to AQ VQ equal to AR VR. This becomes the equation of continuity. For liquids. For liquids which are incompressible. In general, if you look at this product area of cross section into velocity. Area of cross section into velocity. Area of cross section into velocity. It remains same. The product remains same. So in general, we say the product AB is equal to constant. Further, we call this product AB as volume flux or rate of flow of incompressible fluid. Rate of flow of incompressible fluid is called as volume flux. Okay, so this is what we call it as volume flux. The product of cross-section area and velocity of the fluid is called as volume flux. The product of area of cross section and velocity is called volume flux or flow rate. So what do you mean by volume flux? Volume flux is the volume of flow of fluid per second. Volume of flow of fluid per second. That is what it is called as flow rate. Volume of flow of fluid per second is called as volume flux. So according to equation of continuity, volume flux remains constant. Therefore, according to equation of continuity, Consequence of equation of continuity. What it means? Consequence of equation of continuity for incompressible fluids. For incompressible fluids, incompressible fluids means liquids. Volume flux is constant. Volume flux is always constant because the density does not change at all. Because the density does not change. So it means the rate at which the volume of fluid enters is equal to the rate at which the volume of fluid leaves out. Volume of fluid entering per second is equal to volume of fluid leaving out per second. That is the meaning of volume flux remaining constant. So volume of fluid entering per second is equal to volume of flow per second leaving out. This is meaning of equation of continuity. And one more thing, you please look at this diagram. When the flow of fluid is entering from R to Q, you have to refer the diagram now. So we got, look at the diagram now. Volume of liquid entering, we wrote it as AP Vp. Volume of liquid entering per second is equal to volume of liquid leaving out per second. AQ VQ. That means the product AB remaining always constant. Volume flux is always constant. That is the meaning. Now, what is its consequence? What is its interesting thing that will be noted down? Now, when you look at this, as a result of the fluid entering from P and crossing at R, what is happening? See, the number of streamlines, I have taken 5 number of streamlines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the number of streamlines that are entering here are 5, and the same number of streamlines are crossing R, and same number of streamlines are leaving out Q. Now, what is happening to the spacings? The spacings between the streamlines, here it is quite narrow. Whereas the spacing between the streamlines, it is quite large here. And here again, the crowding of streamlines is observed. The streamlines are very much crowded. The spacing between them is quite narrower. So this has got an important consequence. That you see, as let us look at this R and Q. So from this I can also write AR VR is equal to AR VR is equal to AQ VQ. AR and VR is equal to AQ VQ. So VR is the velocity that is crossing at R, and VQ is the velocity that is leaving from Q. Right? What happens when it enters from R to Q, or when it crosses from R and reaches Q? The speed of the fluid is increasing. The speed of the fluid is increasing. Why it is increasing? Because in order to keep the product constant, what happens? Here, we know from the diagram, AR, the cross-section area AR is quite larger than the cross-section area AQ. Since it is AR greater than AQ, then naturally VQ is greater than VR. We have to keep the product constant. So VQ is greater than VR. VQ is greater than VR means the liquid is accelerating from R to Q as it crosses R and enters through narrower pipeline. What happens? The speed of the fluid particles is increasing. That is evident from this equation. So the speed of fluid increases from R to Q, means it is accelerating. The fluid accelerates when it goes from R to Q. In the same way, when the fluid is reaching from P to R, what is happening? When it is reaching from P to R, you see there is a widening of the streamlines. The spacing between the streamlines is increasing, and the area of AR is greater than area of AP. As a result, the speed of the fluid particles is decreasing. Here, the speed of the fluid particles is decreasing as it is reaching from P to R. But from R to Q, the speed of the fluid particles is increasing. There is an acceleration of the fluid particles as it enters from wider cross-sectional area into narrower cross-sectional area, and vice versa. If when it is entering from a narrower cross-sectional area into wider cross-sectional area, there is a deceleration, retardation. So this is the consequence of the equation of continuity, that is what we have just now concluded, that volume flux, the rate of flow of flowing fluid is always constant. So when V product is constant, if V increases, then A should be less. If A is larger, then V should be less. The product AB is constant. It implies if A is of wider cross-section area, then velocity V is definitely smaller. See here, AR is quite larger than AQ, so it implies VR should be less than VQ. That is what I have written. VQ is greater than VR. So it means when the liquid, incompressible fluid like any liquid, moves from wider cross-section area to the narrower cross-section area, the speed of the liquid increases. This is quite common experience for all of us. You might have played with the water while pouring the water with the help of a pipe. If you press the pipe, if you press the mouth of the pipe, press it, then the water rushes with high speed. The water rushes with high speed. If you widen that mouth, then the water falls with lower speed. That is evident from this volume flux remaining constant. So this equation and law of continuity is very important as far as the streamlined flow of fluid is concerned. Next, in the next video, we are going to learn very important application of the streamlined flow, that is Bernoulli's principle. So what happens when the fluid flows from a wider cross-section area into smaller cross-section area, or when it is flowing through a pipe? When it is flowing through a pipe of a different cross-sectional area, the velocity of fluid changes according to the value of cross-sectional area, right? This has got important applications. That is what we are going to learn. One of them is Bernoulli's principle, which is very, very important, and it has got a lot of applications. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.